Greetings, adventurers. Did you get the big news? The memo of the new meta? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the Dawning Echo gift. Every one of us is going to get one free Dawning Echo as gift from Blizzard in the next upcoming update. Not only that, now we can awaken our gems at rank 5. So it is very easy to awaken any slot of gears. And finally, the big ask of the community since the launch of the game actually is making Dawning Echo available to buy for platinum, and 10,000 is a very good value for platinum. And let's face it, even you are going to get, everyone is going to get one Dawning Echo, but everyone is definitely going to buy at least 2 or 3 of these Dawning Echoes depending on the class you are playing and the number of awakenings that you need for that particular class. So in this video I'm going to talk about exactly that. We will cover each class and which gears you should awaken for each particular class. Keep in mind, I had made a video a long time ago of explaining how you can change your awakening from one slot to another. I linked that video on the top right corner, but still you don't want to do that all the time because it consumes extra legendary gears. That's why I think it's very important to know which gears you should awaken first from the few Dawning Echoes that you are going to get when the next update will go live. All the classes will be timestamped, and the class which you are interested in, you can check out that, or you can check out multiple classes based on whatever you play. I'm going to cover all the classes in this particular video. But before we jump into each class, I think there are some basic things that you need to know about Dawning Echo and awakenings and the types of awakenings and which one should you pick. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. So the first thing you need to know is there are 2 types of Dawning Echoes. The 2 types of effects of Dawning Echoes. One is the 10% increase in damage, like here, command skeleton damage increased by 10%. The other one is basically the cooldown reduction by 10%. So you need to choose, basically you want damage, 10% damage or 10% cooldown reduction. Keep in mind these awakening bonus are not strifed in PvP, so these are extremely important. Here is something important for all the classes. If you are a PvE player, then your focus might be for damage increase, and among the damage increase of different essences, I think the one you should look for is the damage increase of your primary attack. And that is basically found in your main hand or offhand. Basically main hand and offhand is going to give you primary attack essences, and if you awaken those, your primary attack damage is going to increase. So if you are a PvE player, you should definitely check out your main damage source. I think it is going to be your primary attack, and I think that is going to be a good addition, a good way to buff your damage. But I personally always prefer the cooldown reduction. Having the ability to cast your skills more faster is a great option, especially in PvP. In PvE also it can help, but that is basically dependent on your build. There are so many variations. Maybe you are playing a summon build, so maybe you want to increase damage of your summons. So PvE, there's a lot of variations, there are a lot of possibilities, but for PvP, I think cooldown reduction is by far the best way to go with your awakenings. So that's all why I wanted to give a short introduction for cooldown reduction and damage increase. And in case you are playing a build where cooldown reduction is available for an important essence in your main hand, then I think main hand is a very important slot, because you can use this in PvE to increase your primary attack damage bonus, and for PvP you are using it for cooldown reduction of some of your important essences. So I think main hand and offhand, basically you have to keep in mind if you get any cooldown reductions in these essences, these are great choices. Now these are basically for all the classes. Now let's deep dive into each classes. First we are going to start with Barbarians, and I have played Barbarians quite a lot, and I think the best 2 slots for Barbarian is the offhand, because offhand for Barbarian has amazing essences. All the main essences, the key enablers of any type of build are in the offhand. It's a very competitive space, and I think you should definitely awaken 1 or 2, even both the offhands. especially for essences like the Sundered Legacy, the Wrath of Berserkers. This is if you awaken this, you are going to get cooldown reduction. So I think offhand is going to be your number one choice, and number two choice is going to be your helmet, because you have Demoralize and even Wrath of Berserker duration increase, the sprint duration, all the type of cooldown reductions from the helmet and the offhand is great, because these are basically present in most of your builds, and I think offhand and helmet is going to be your top two priority. Apart from that, I think you can also go with main hand, and it also has the Demoralize essence, which is also going to help you in getting CC immunity faster with your Demoralize essence, right? So I think these are the top three options for Barbarian: offhand, helmet, and then main hand, in these order, right? So that's all about Barbarians. Now let's get to Crusaders. For Crusaders, I think if you are using the Conjuration of Light, basically the Conjuration of Light build, where you are going to, and if you're playing defensive, I think this is the best slot, because this is going to decrease the cooldown of your Conjuration of Light with this particular essence. I think the number one choice is definitely going to be your Conjuration of Light, based on all the essences that are released till now. Now in future something new might come, so keep in mind that in future there's always there's an opportunity to change, but right now I think shoulders are really important for Crusaders if you are using Conjuration of Light. There is a rare build that I see people run with the Awakenings. So basically what they are doing, they are stacking damage increase for Consecration, Condemn, right? So for Condemn and Consecration, they are basically stacking up all the damage increase essences and thereby getting a huge boost for these two essences. This is also a way to awaken your gear slot for Crusaders, but honestly I prefer decrease in cooldown. So next one is going to be your Pant Essence for Crusaders, because you are going to get a lot of cooldown reduction. You are going to get cooldown reduction from your draw and quarter, for example the dash one. So for example, if you are using the dash horse, you are going to get a cooldown reduction on this particular essence. So I think for Crusader, cooldown reduction from your shoulder and from your Pant Essence is very good. Apart from that, you can also go with the armor and the offhand, but keep in mind, depends on the build which you play. In whatever build, whatever your key essence is, if you can get a cooldown reduction on that particular essence, I think it's a very good slot to awaken. And now we come to the Tempest class. So honestly, for Tempest, there are not many cooldown reduction options right now, but if you have to choose, I think armor is a very good option, because you have the Flowing Strike essence right in the armor, which is the main essence people are using for PvP. Not only that, you also have Rolling Surf Conjures 1 Zephyr, and this is going to reduce the Rolling Surf cooldown by 10% if you are going to awaken and using this essence. So getting a cooldown reduction on Rolling Surf means you can use Rolling Surf more faster. I think armor is going to be a very important essence to awaken. The main hand has Windwalk. Now if you are a player who uses Windwalk in your builds, like someone like me, so Windwalk is very important, because Windwalk has a big cooldown, the base Windwalk, right? So if you use something like Windwalk, also removes all type of non-loss of control harmful effects. So with this, you can get almost a lot of very like 2 or 3 seconds downtime on Windwalk, because if you are going to awaken your main hand and your helmet for the Windwalk essence, Windwalk cooldown decrease, you can further decrease the Windwalk cooldown if you awaken a helmet. So if you have these two awakened, Windwalk cooldown is going to decrease a lot. So if you are a Windwalk player, I think you can go for helmet. I think you should go for the main hand, because main hand is going to the awakening is going to help in other builds as well. So definitely check out your armor, main hand, and maybe your helmet as well. Now next class we are going to talk about is the Monk. Now although this is like a dead class, but maybe someday this can get revived, or maybe you are playing it for fun, you find it fun, or you want to try something. So I think the best slot to awaken for Monk is the main hand, because you have the Intervening Law. If you are using Shield of Zen in PvP, I think every monk uses Shield of Zen in PvP. So main hand intervening law, this is going to help reduce the cooldown of your Shield of Zen, and that is the key essence for you in PvP. That's why main hand is going to be the number one slot to awaken for monks. You can also go with helmet, because helmet has inner sanctuary. Usually inner sanctuary essences have a longer cooldown, and definitely if you are using something like Bell of Sorrow, this cooldown reduction is going to help you spam this Bell of Sorrow a lot. So if you're using Bell of Sorrow, definitely I think this is a great option. So monk has actually a lot of cooldown reduction essences. So I think top one is going to be the main hand and helmet. After these two, the offhand also, because offhand also has essences like flying kick and the inner sanctuary. So I think this is also great. And if you have more awakenings, you can also go for your chest essence to basically have 0 uptime on your Shield of Zen, things like that. So for monk, these are the top recommendations: main hand, helmet, offhand, and then chest. I think these are definitely the top recommendation to awaken for monk. Next we move on to the Blood Knight. Now Blood Knight also do not have a lot of cooldown reduction essences in its bag. So basically you have to choose very carefully which essence you are going to awaken. What I found is that in your main hand you have most of the important essences, like Whirling Strike becomes a dash. You might be using this one in PvP, or basically you might be using the Skewer, the Bee Salver, this one. Maybe you are using this one. A lot of key essences, even the Siphon Blood essence is in the main hand. So main hand has a lot of essences that basically defines the build. So main hand is a good option, but you also have Shoulder, which has Swarm of Bats. So basically for Blood Knight, I'll say it will depend on the build that you play. Basically awaken your Swarm of Bat essence, and also the one in your pants. I think this one also reduces the Swarm. This one also reduces the Swarm of Bats cooldown reduction if you are using this one. Basically, if you want to reduce the cooldown of essence of any essence, I think main hand and pant is going to be very important, because pant, this one reduces the cooldown of Swarm of Bat, and you also have a Sanguinate essence here. This also reduces the cooldown of Sanguinate. So Sanguinate, Swarm of Bat, all types of survival type of essences are in the pants. And if you want to awaken, I think pants is a very good option apart from your main hand. So for Blood Knight, main hand, pants, I think you can look into these two. The thing about Blood Knight is that the essences, some of the key essences are scattered. For example, all the Shroud of Night essences are in the armor piece, right? So maybe if you are using Shroud of Night essence, I think then you have to look for armor and helmet as well. So for Blood Knight, I do not have a very strong recommendation of any particular gear. I think this is going to depend on your build, but I think number one recommendation is going to be your main hand or the pants. I think these two are going to be my recommendation, but still I think with the builds, you do not have a lot of cooldown reduction in all the essences. That's why for Blood Knight, it is going to depend on the build which you play. So I just wanted to give some idea to Blood Knights of what is going to help you in making your builds, because I think Bats and Sanguinate are very important for Blood Knight, and awakening those slots and reducing their cooldown is a great option apart from the main hand, the main damage dealers in the main hand, right? So that's all for Blood Knight. Now we are going to our next class, and that is the Demon Hunters. Demon Hunters also have a lot of important cooldown reduction essences, and I think cooldown reduction for Demon Hunters is very important, because Demon Hunters face a problem of using all the skills together at one time in a big burst damage, and then for few seconds they have nothing to play with. So I think even though this is like a damage type of class where you want to focus on damage, I think the cooldown reduction for Demon Hunter is going to pay off much more. So for Demon Hunters, I think Helmet is a very good slot to awaken, because Helmet has escape cooldown, It also has the knockback cooldown reduction. So these are the two essences mostly people use for the helmet. It also has the vengeance essences. So I think helmet is a very good option. So primary attack is very important for demon hunters, and you can see crossbow shot and explosive arrow, both of them are in the offhand. So I think offhand awakening, because primary attack is actually very important for demon hunters. So if you want to go for something for damage, I think this slot is going to be it. For demon hunters, I've seen that mostly the helmet, the shoulders and the pants, these three slots, most of the essences have cooldown reductions. Most of the main hand and offhand have damage increase. If you're using the new pain sower essence, this one does not have cooldown reduction. This one has damage increase. So I do not think this is a good slot in my opinion. I think you should only go for cooldown reduction. Maybe if you're using some other strafe, I think one of the other strafes has cooldown reduction here, but basically you can go for that one. Or basically my number one advice will be to go for helmet, shoulders and the pants. These are the three essences. These are the three slot I would focus on, and I'll tell you to look into if you want to choose basically 2 or 3 slots of essences. Basically if you want to awaken 2 or 3 slots of gears, helmet, shoulder and pants. Moving ahead, now the next class we are going to cover is the Necromancer. That is my current class. So full disclosure, I am a brand new Necromancer. I have played Necromancer before for PvE, not much for PvP. But recently I have been playing with Necromancer and I have found some interesting things about this class which I would like to share for this video. I think Wraith form is a very important essence for Necromancer, and most of the Wraith form essences has cooldown reduction. So for Necromancer, I think if you have wherever you are going to use Wraith form, I think if you want to reduce the cooldown for one or two essences for Wraith form, I think this is a good option. And especially for main hand, I think, because main hand, like I said in my intro part, main hand is going to help in PvE as well. So I really like the Wraith form. But if you do not use this particular essence, don't worry, you can also go for the pants or the shoulder. There is Wraith form is in most of these essences, most of these slot, and you can reduce cooldown of Wraith form from one of these slot, whatever you are using. If you are going with the Dark Curse build for Necromancer, I think you can use you can awaken your shoulder essence, because this is going to reduce your Dark Curse cooldown, and you can also awaken your armor essence for Dark Curse cooldown. So I think the number one priority I would give to the armor and the offhand, armor and the main hand, and then I'll also look into shoulders. Basically, I think these are the 3 essences that you should awaken for Necromancer, because these are going to help in a lot of builds, and it is going to help in reducing cooldown of Wraith form, Dark Curse, bone armor, and all the important essences which you want. Necromancer has a lot of cooldown reduction essences, and that's why there are a lot of options, but in my opinion these 3 are the best ones. So the last class we are going to cover is the Wizard. Full disclosure, I have the least exposure with least experience with the Wizard class, only rank 2 mastery, but in my alt I have rank 4 mastery, and in that account I mostly play Wizard. I only play Wizard, but still my knowledge of Wizard is the least. So still I am going to try my best to give you the best advice. But firstly, I'll tell you, if you are a beam wizard, basically using disintegrate and ray of frost, main hand is going to be your number one option. It has a lot of disintegrate, damage increase, range increase, and that is going to make your channeling last longer. So main hand, and also the armor, because this has a ray of frost essence, so this is basically going to make these essences last longer. So for wizard, if you're a beam wizard, definitely go for main hand and and the armor piece. Now wizards usually have very low cooldown on in general for all their types or different types of skills, but I think the one which I'm looking for is the meteor, the ice meteor, the one which going to chill the enemy. If you can reduce cooldown on that even further, because that is very annoying to deal with in battlegrounds. I see a lot of wizards that use those type of essences that basically chills the enemy or pulls the enemy at the center with the. So I think if you want to spam those essences more often, I think you have to with those types of skills and essences. So I'm not going to give any firm advice here. Basically, my generic advice for non beam wizards is going to be reduce the cooldown of the essences that cause the most loss of control, the chill and the freeze. Because keep in mind, we are getting a new set item that basically buffs the chill and the freeze types of build, and I think wizards are in a great place to utilize that, to misuse that basically. Right, so I think you should look for those essences which is going to reduce cooldown for all the types of chill and all the types of loss of control effects, which you can spam again and again. Our recommendation is definitely to choose the reduced cooldown rather than going for increased damage. Yeah, not a very firm suggestion for wizard. I'd rather not give any suggestion than giving some wrong suggestions for wizard, right? So basically those are my two thoughts on wizard class, and I'm not very proficient on this class, so I want to hold my recommendations here. So that's all for all the different types of classes. I hope this video helps you in making a good decision on which gear slot you want to awaken. But still, if you are looking if you make a mistake, you can refer to the video that I've linked to know how you can change the slot of your awakenings. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.